What's going on, car family? How's everybody doing today? Happy Sunday. This is kind of a response video to a video Antonio Collazo did yesterday. I like his idea of just kind of updating what he's doing with his collection and how things are working. And, you know, honestly, I wanted an opportunity to show Antonio and anybody else that's interested sort of how my stuff is going and, you know, how my boxes are going and confirm a few things that he said. First of all, I do have one, man. I didn't know I had it, but my wife had one. I got to get a new batteries for this thing and give it a try, and I'll start labeling stuff. Secondly, what you were talking about with labeling the ends of these boxes, as you can see, at one time, the stuff in this box was for sale. I did put a little Emmitt Smith sticker on there, and at another time, the stuff in this box was rookies, base, numbered jerseys. At one time, it was a Hall of Fame box. So, yeah, the label maker is huge. I haven't had the opportunity to label anything. So this is my Emmitt Smith box, and Antonio was talking about the awesome thing about the perfect fit sleeves was how well they fit in these boxes. And, you know, it's obvious when watching his video, they do. So first of all, these three up here, these are game day cards that just, I just lay them on the top like that. But, I mean, as you can see, I've got the issue in my 3-row with, you know, it's just too tight. They're really tight, and you know, if I push them all in like that, they work. But I don't know, man. I don't know if it's my box or what. I've tried to stretch it a little bit, and I mean, this middle row, these things are tight. So I will say, mine's a little different than Antonio's. I don't have near the amount of Emmitt's as he does Manning's. We'll give you a little elevated look here. And, you know, like he's got a box just for relics and things like that. Mine are organized by year. I have ordered, I finally, for whatever reason, I don't know why it took me so long, I finally bit the bullet and ordered a 50-pack of the Ultra Pro dividers. It was like $9, free shipping. I don't know why I was waiting. So I can get these organized by year. A lot of times when I'm just working in it, I'll use one of these card savers, and it kind of helps me keep my place. I even was going to try and make, you know, my own things out of card savers and, you know, just like an index card. And man, I just kind of figured, I'm like, for $9, it's going to take me so long to make those. Just spend the money, Scott. So that's what I decided to do. As you can see, I do have my one-touch stuff mixed in here. It's kind of random as to what things I one-touch. Usually just some of his nicer cards. They all are in perfect fits. I will show some of the one-touch cards. There's that one. I one-touched that beautiful certified Gold Team Mirror card. These two on the left here, see, I can barely squeeze these cards up and down. These are just action-packed, and they come in these like back in the day. These were how they were slabbed, so those aren't one-touches, but I left them in those things. Just no movement in there, man. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Go through some more one-touches. There's a E-Tops card. Antonio turned me on to that. There's I think that one's numbered out of 22, game used. There's that another game used piece out of Clear Vision. Antonio actually got me that card. It's just weird, you know, I was watching his video and he mentioned my name so many times, and I'm like, man, I didn't know I, you know, inspired or influenced this guy so much, because I'm thinking about how much he influences what I do. So there's my National Treasures auto. And that auto is out of 5. And then there's the Game Used All Decade, also out of 5. Is this in a... Yeah, those are in perfect fits. Everything in this box is in a perfect fit. And then this here, this is a Pivotal Drive, and that is numbered. Let's make sure I can keep my spot. What is this numbered to? Out of 25. I think Woohoo sent me this card a while back. It's the triplets, and yeah, that's a super cool card, man. Out of 25, so I one-touch that. I probably got some other stuff in here that I would like to one-touch, but one-touches are not cheap. So that's where I keep the majority of my Emmets, unless it's a graded card. I don't have mine split up like Antonio, and I would like, you know, because when I had these in a 2-row, I didn't have this issue. I don't know, man. What am I doing wrong? You know, is it the box? It's just mine doesn't seem to have the freedom that yours does. So if you have some input on that, I'd love it. Put those back. Get the lid back on it. All right, I'm going to pause and I'm going to move to something else. Really, what I'll show real quick is just some of my other boxes. And you can see mine are all wrote on, just like Antonio was talking about, and they change, you know. So there's a Hall of Fame box. There's a 2-row Hall of Fame box. This is a work in progress box. A lot of times just things that I haven't had a chance to find a home for, I put them in here. My Donruss inserts, all the different Donruss insert sets I was working on. Non-Cowboy PC players. That's most of your modern players that aren't in the Hall of Fame yet. NCSU alums. Slide this the other way. Open this side. I'll go through some of these. Cowboy 88s. That's all the Cowboys 88 wide receivers. Let's crack that one open so you can see. And these boxes have a long way to go, you know, before they're complete or where I want them to be, so to speak. So what this is all the receivers that have worn 88 for Dallas. So believe it or not, Antonio Bryan is in here. That's his rookie, but he was an 88, and a lot of people thought he was going to produce. And then Dez, and it's mostly just Dez numbered stuff. They're numbered in inserts. Some of those rainbows I was working on. Then on the other side, you've got Irvin. Michael Irvin starts with his rookies, and then just not necessarily numbered cards, but just a lot of cards, you know, cooler cards that to me are kind of non-binder stuff for Irvin. I love top loading stuff. I'm addicted to top loading. So, you know, if I decide I think a card should be top loaded, I mean, come on, you know, Pinnacle, trophy collection, you know, that's a gorgeous card. And to me, that deserves a top loader. There's another one, another trophy collection. You know, those are, look at this. These are cards that are just top loader worthy, you know. So you get on through the Irvins. This is this select rainbow that I was working on and kind of died down. I mean, there's tons of different colors in here. There is some numbered stuff. And then you get into Drew Pearson's. There's a Pearson rookie, Pearson Wonder Bread rookie. And then all the years, you know, the different year cards for Pearson all the way through his entire career, and a couple more modern cards. And then I keep the one-touch stuff for all of them in here. I haven't had a chance to put these in perfect fits yet. These are still in just the one-touch team bag type things. There's a Pearson Auto. I got that in a Snods break. Probably not a high value card here, but this has always been one of my favorite cards in my collection. Sweet. And then a bunch of the rest of these are Dez relics. Some Dez Spectra. You know, probably a lot of people wouldn't one-touch stuff like that, but I do. This is another one of my favorites here. I love this set. Immaculate Numbers. I've got a Jerry Rice like this. I can't remember if I've got anything else. Alright, I'm going to pause and show you another box. So this video is getting long, so I probably won't show you another box, but maybe in another video. Keep all my base stuff in there, penny sleeve stuff. I'm getting ready to talk about that a little more. My current Cowboys box. Baseball and basketball. That's the only box I have for it. There's my Zeke box. Sets, it's just like, you know, insert sets and things I was working on. Dak. So Dak and Zeke are not in the current Cowboys box. Dorsett's got his own box. And then I got another 3-row for former and retired Cowboys. That's actually a 4-row. That's a good box right there. All right, so let me show you something else that I was working on. And we'll come over to the binders over here. I keep the binders here. And we're specifically going to focus on this triplets binder right here and this Cowboys binder. So I'm going to pause and pull those out and show you what that is. Alright, so first, the triplets. What I did, I have as you saw, I have a box with Irvins in it. I have a box with Aikmans in it, and it's more just top loader worthy stuff. So this binder is the triplets, Aikman, Irvin, and Emmett. The Aikmans and Irvins are not doubles. They are the only ones they're individual, unique cards, but they're my copies of them. Except for this early year, I kept 2 of these, and you can see I left space with Aikman to give myself room, as my collection grows. Can add more pages in here, that sort of thing. I think after I did my count, I forget now exactly how many Aikmans I have. I knew I had a lot, but it's up and over 200. I don't think it was quite at 250, so not super collector status, but I got a lot of them. And, I've just been wanting to figure out what to do. People send you so much stuff. And I've been putting it in a box, and I just finally took the time to, go through, organize the stuff. Irvin now. Organize the stuff and get it bindered up, because I can't top load all of this. I guess I could, and this is how I do my Emmett's. All of his cards are top loaded, but so I thought this would be a cool binder, and eventually it'll probably spill into a second binder. And then the Emmett's. So the Emmett's are all doubles, and there's like 105 of them in here so far. I didn't leave a lot of space for the Emmett's. So these are all doubles. As everybody knows, I've got the Emmett box going. And my thought here is I like to keep doubles. In the event that I find out it wasn't actually a double, number one. Also, I just think they're cool to look at. And I'll show you another reason here in just a second as I thumb through these. And I tell you, there was a time in my collection, a couple years ago, where I would have been stoked just to have these Emmett's, but now these are just doubles. And going through this process of, counting my doubles up and putting them in binders and all that good stuff, I did come across one Emmett that I did not have in my box. So this is a 2010 Topps Chrome, I think, Topps Chrome. It's the Gridiron Lineage, so it's Emmett and LaDainian Tomlinson. Bing! I'm not going to do the Emmett counter, but this is number 548. So this will go into the Emmett box. I've already put it in a perfect fit and all that good stuff. So that was number 548. I had the paper version of it, but I didn't have the chrome in the box. And it's just, you find stuff like that. And then, again, the whole process, you know, is triples and quadruples and cards that I have a whole bunch of. And I'm going to put these in a box. You know, I've got another box with Irvin doubles and Aikman doubles, and we'll figure out what to do with these. You know, I'm getting close to 1,000 subs. Some stuff like this might make a nice giveaway prize. I'm not sure yet what I'm going to do. All right, I'm going to get into this other binder that I showed you, and then I'm going to wrap this up. So if you remember, there was a binder, a box below, and I'll just show it to you. Cowboys base. Man, whenever I get these care packages and people send me a lot of base, that's where it goes. And I finally took the time, and I've talked about this in another video. I finally took the time to go through that stuff and organize it and get it into a binder. So I'm not going to go through the whole binder, but and it's still going to grow because there's some players that I still want to add. So I'll go through it just kind of quickly. There's Larry Allen, Miles Austin, Marion Barber, Bill Bates, Beasley, Bob Bruning, and I should add, these are retired or no longer with the Cowboys. Larry Brown, Morris Claiborne. This is the type of stuff people are always sending me, you know. So now I've got a home for it. Doug Cosby, Del Rio. Look, one Pat Donovan. This guy was an All-Pro, and I kind of had to figure out, okay, what's my threshold going to be for this binder? You know, because I've got players that play for the Cowboys that even I've never heard of. And maybe one day they'll make it into a binder, but for now, this is players that just kind of had an impact on Cowboys history. Tony Dorsett. A lot of these are doubles or ones that just didn't make it into my Dorsett box. Billy Joe Dupree. Greg Ellis. He went to a high school here local to me. Joey Galloway. Charles Haley. You know, you find out, man, like I was like, wow, I got quite a few actually cool Alvin Harpers, you know. Cliff Harris sitting there alone. I've got more Cliff Harrises, but they're in a top loader box. One Mike Hegman, he was a great player. I've got a bunch of Tony Hills top loaded, but you know, as I get more Tony Hills sent to me or pick them up, whatever, they have a home now. Ishmael, Jim Jeffcoat, one of my all-time favorite Cowboys. Butch Johnson, Daryl Johnson, Too Tall. Again, a lot of these guys, I have more of them. They're just top loaded. So this is more for the base and more common stuff. Felix Jones, Julius Jones, Robert Jones barely made it in here. He made it in because he went to East Carolina, which is right down the road. D.D. Lewis, Leon Lett, Bob Lilly. I guess maybe I am going to go through the whole book. Kmart, Russell Maryland. You forget about some of these guys, man. Darren McFadden had a little minute with the Cowboys. Alfred Morris. DeMarco Murray. Nate Newton. Ken Norton. Novacek. T.O. I've got a lot more Cowboys T.O.s. I got to find them. Extra Drew Pearsons. You saw the Drew Pearson box, but these are just extras. Preston Pearson. Tom Rafferty. Joseph Randall. Mike Renfro, one of my favorites as a kid. Dion. Got a lot of Dion's top loaded too. Kevin Smith. Ron Springs. There's a story behind him, is why I put him in here. Staubach. Stepnoski. I'm going to send him to a TTM. I've got some cards set aside. Herschel Walker, Everson Walls, DeMarcus Ware, Charlie Waters, Danny White, Randy White, Eric Williams, Kevin Williams, Rod Woodson, looks like he's out of order, and then Terrence Williams. So that's what I've been working on, and I'm kind of in a little bit of a slow period with pickups, and I'm going to tell you, if you don't think stuff like this takes time, anybody that does binder work can tell you it takes time. Just getting it organized takes time. It's a lot, you know, putting a binder like that together, stacking all that stuff up, especially if you have, which I'm assuming most of us do, if you have a job and other things to do in life. I do have some other binders I'm working on. I'll save those for another video. My biggest thing about this video is, man, Antonio or anybody else that does it, you know, if you can tell me, what am I doing wrong here? What am I doing wrong? You know, why do I have this row that becomes tight? Is it just my box? You know, these are regular top loaders with the same perfect fits that Antonio you're using. So love some feedback on that. Look at that card, man. Sick, right? Card Dreamer sent it. All right, that's all I got. Appreciate y'all watching. Anybody that made it through this entire video, probably don't have nothing to do today. My OCD is not on the same level as Antonio's, but I'm getting there. Y'all keep it real. I'm out.